It's Friday, March 9th, 2018. And it's time for Song Dissection. That's right. Every Friday, every Tuesday, Song Dissection. Today's song, Puttin' on the Ritz by Taco. And a lot of other people. This song's a lot older than I thought. A lot of times when I do these songs, I find out things I never knew about them. A lot of these songs have fascinating stories. I mean, this one was originally written in 1927. Puttin' on the Ritz was actually slang. It was like put on the Ritz, which meant put on your very glamorous, fashionable clothes. Get dressed up. It's like putting on the Ritz, because the Ritz-Carlton was a very fancy hotel. So putting on the Ritz meant you were putting on your best dress, your best suit. You were getting dressed up for a night out. That's not what I thought that putting on the Ritz meant. I mean, being in this day and age, I think more of Ritz crackers. And I'm just wondering, why would you sing an entire song about pudding? And there's never any mention of cheese. I remember that specifically. So, Taco, it's done by Taco. Taco is a Dutch. He is a Dutch singer. A name like Taco, you wouldn't think you'd be Dutch, but he is. He covered the song way back in 1983, and it actually did very well. It's a very catchy tune, but this song is based in 1927. This is when it was originally written. So when you look at a lot of these lyrics, there's a part in there I always wondered why he says they're doing something like Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper is a very old-time performer. I'm going, why would you say Gary Cooper? But yeah, it's because the song originated way back in 1927. This song is originally, it's almost 100 years old. Currently, I think it's 91 or something like that. I don't know. The math is way out of my range. But we're 2018, that was 1927, so yeah, it's about 91. That's an old song, man. 2028, that'll be a 100-year-old song. So we'll do the lyrics. Putting on the Ritz meant something different than I thought it was, and it was on Taco's After 8 album. It was released in 1982, excuse me, on RCA Records. Now, there's no singing, there's no music in these videos. I'm just basically talking through the lyrics, and to me, they're fascinating. Some of the lyrics are fascinating, especially now knowing that it was 1927. It would have been kind of weird for this song to have been written in like 1981 or 82, but I thought it was because I didn't know the history of it. It's been around a long, long time. So it'll be interesting when I have to put all that stuff in the, in the description place. It's like, how long is that going to take me to do? So we will get into the lyrics, and we will let's travel back to 1927. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Remember, putting on your fancy clothes. Different types who wear a day, coats, pants with stripes, and cutaway coats, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like a $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Now remember, in 1982, I'm wondering, why are you trying to look like Gary Cooper? Even as a 9-year-old kid, I knew that Gary Cooper was not a current star. So I knew he was way old. So I'm just going, why? I mean, I get it. The song is kind of a little ritzy and a little whatever, but it's like, man, I mean, I did not know. Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk and sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Let's read that better. Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks and umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. Have you seen, now remember the Rockefellers, the Rockefellers were late 1800s, early 1900s, very rich people. Uh, I don't exactly know what they owned, but they were rich. There used to be a thing, it's like you have as much money as a Rockefeller. It's like, so yeah, they were very rich back in the day. I don't know what the Rockefellers are worth these days, or if they even still have any of that money, but have you seen the well-to-do up and down Park Avenue, on that famous thoroughfare, with their noses in the air? Yes, back then that was the status. It's like if you were rich, you were thought to be very snobbish, nose in the air. I don't have to acknowledge you, commoner. I would like to be that rich someday, just so that I can sit there and call people commoners and not be amongst them. But then, even if I was rich, I would still be a commoner, because I'm not very classy. I could be rich and people would look at me and go, "You're not rich." I go, "I know. I look terrible, just terrible." Believe me, I'll still fit in with everybody else, even if I made it rich someday. I'll fit in because I don't know how to do any of the other stuff. I wouldn't know how. I don't know how to feel superior to other people. It's never happened before, so why would I know how to do it? Even if I had money, I'd still feel, I think that guy's better than I am. Shh, don't tell him. Maybe I can make him believe for a few minutes that I'm as equal. High hats and arrow collars, white spats and lots of dollars, spending every dime for a wonderful time. Dime was worth a lot of money back then, wasn't it? 1927, a dime would have been, it might have been worth what we think of as like maybe a couple bucks. We could go back to 1927 and be worth something. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes, and cutaway coat perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. That's a mouthful. 1920 songs are gonna mess me up. Dressed up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. I'm not even sure I know what Gary Cooper looks like. Come, let's mix with Rockefellers, walking with sticks and umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. And then it does the dressed up like $1 million trooper again, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Super duper. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Then it does move, gotta dance. I wonder if that was in the original. So, that is Putting on the Ritz. That I thought was just a 1982 song by a guy named Taco, who's Dutch. But really, it's an old song from the early 1900s, 1927. 1927. It's a 91-year-old song. That may be the oldest song I've looked at so far. Holy smokes. So old. I mean, it's amazing to think that it was actually published in 1929. It was written in May of 1927. It was actually published in 1929. So, that's what I like about doing some of these song dissections. You learn something. It's more interesting than the lyrics. Although now the lyrics make a lot more sense. This song was written in the late 20s. So some of the lyrics now make a heck of a lot more sense. Mentioning the Rockefellers, mentioning Gary Cooper makes a lot more sense than somebody who would have written this song in 1981. So, I thought it was interesting. Did you think it was interesting? Did you learn something about Putting on the Ritz and Taco? Did you learn that Taco was Dutch like I did today? Wouldn't you like to be able to put your nose up in the air and somebody say, "I know that Taco is Dutch"? Do you know that? I didn't think so. Stop that. All right, so Song Dissection Friday is, I think we'll call it then. It's a fairly short song. Maybe they just, I don't know. It's a very short song, but it's a great song. So look it up on iTunes. I don't know if you can find the original versions or anything on iTunes or anything like that. But it's a good song, especially the original, or especially the one by Taco. It's a great song, great upbeat song. It's fun. And now knowing what I know about it, it's even a little bit more interesting to me. So if you like the video, go ahead and hit like, please. Subscribe. And to all the troops, past, present, and future, thanks for the freedom.